Now, I don't know how long you guys have been following or how far back you've gone, but one of my most watched videos is when I was fired from my first nursing job. Now listen, I take 100% full responsibility. Listen, completely self-inflicted. Hindsight being 2020, I was tripping. But what you don't know is, I was fired from my second nursing job too. But we ain't gonna get into that, just keep tapping in. What's going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyron Tyson, best known on the streets as The Urban Nurse, and you are now tapped into the #1 channel for healthcare hustlers and entrepreneurs like myself. Now look, I know I've been MIA for the past couple weeks, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I just really haven't been feeling creative. I really haven't been able to come up with any content of any substance, and I told you guys moving forward, I'm giving you nothing but quality content. But as of recently, with everything that's going on in the nursing world, it's something that's been weighing heavy on my mind, and it's getting fired. You know, I like to look back and reflect on, early on in my career and the experiences that I faced. I don't know if you guys watched my getting fired from my first nursing job video, but it was one of my most watched videos that I've posted. And I still get comments on it to this day. Good, bad, ugly. I don't care. It was 4 years ago. But I see the negative stigma that people associate with getting fired from your job. And I just want to put it out there and kind of be transparent about the process and just let you guys know it really ain't as big as you make it seem, right? It just is what it is. It was a secular situation. It was an isolated situation with just you in that facility. And maybe it just wasn't the right fit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it wasn't the place for you. I'm a firm believer in when one door closes, another one opens. And, our path is already written. Our destiny is written. We're just walking on it. And it was written for you not to be at that job. And I say that because, since getting fired from my first nursing job, since getting fired from my second nursing job, every job that I've worked thereafter has been a better experience. I have gotten paid more. I've learned from each experience, and I'm glad that I experienced getting fired so early on in my career, because I'll never get fired again. Like, you'll never be able to fire me because I'm on my P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my A game. I'm on my A game because I learned that from those two situations. And that's how you got to look at it. 4 years later, I feel like I've done so much in nursing. I've traveled. I've gotten crisis contracts. I've worked in a pandemic. I've done so much that I never thought that I would do in those first two jobs because, I was feeling bad for myself. I thought that maybe nursing just isn't for me. I thought it was kind of over after I got fired, especially 2 times in a row. Like, come on, bro. Maybe it's just time to do something else. But I didn't give up. I didn't let it get to me. I just kept on pushing. I just kept on striving to be better, and I just tried to learn from those situations. And now I look back and I'm still learning because as I go into these different facilities, as I go into these different rooms, I know how to move. I know what I'm looking for. I know what to pay attention to. I know what people to stay away from. I know what people to socialize with. I know what to say and what not to say. And that's something that I wouldn't have known early on in my career had I not had that experience of being fired and figuring out what's right and what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? What's good and what's bad. So don't look at getting fired as a negative. Look at it as a learned lesson. Every L you take, there's a lesson in it. Every failure you have, there's a lesson in it. So first thing you need to do when you get fired, go home, chill out, and reflect. You really need to reflect on the situation and kind of figure out what role did you play in this situation. You got to take accountability for your actions, right? Because we have control over nobody but ourselves. And when we point the finger and we blame situations on other people, we're ultimately giving up our power. So when we take accountability, now I'm saying accountability, not responsibility, 2 different things. But when we take accountability for our actions and the role that we played in the situation, we can ultimately figure out how we could have changed the outcome if the situation were to happen again, right? So I don't care what it was. In some way, you played a role in the situation. It may not have been directly, it could have been indirectly, but you played some type of role in that situation, and In order to move on, in order to learn, you gotta take accountability for it. You just kind of gotta accept it. There's nothing wrong with it. It just is what it is. Next thing you need to do is you need to apply. When I got fired from my first nursing job, I went home. I had 5 tabs open for 5 different facilities, and I was doing 5 different applications at once. Listen, you got to go back out there. You got to sell yourself. Don't hang your head down. Don't feel bad for yourself, and don't sit at home. We've been eating ice cream all night, just feeling bad. No, you go back out there. It's the past. You learn from it. We moving on. When one door closes, another one opens, and you kind of got to knock on them doors yourself when you get fired, right? But when applying, don't be scared that, the new job is going to call your old job and they're going to tell them why they fired you. Listen, that's not how it works out, right? I feel like I did some research when I first got fired and just kind of figuring out what the job application verification process is. And all they do is call your human resources, see if you work there, from what time periods and what dates did you work there, and that's pretty much it. They just want to make sure you actually work there and you're not lying. But what they're not going to do is go into detail on, why did this person get fired? Were they a good employee? Did they do their job right? They not doing all that digging. They just want to know if you worked there and how long you worked there or what time period did you work there, just so they can verify. That's pretty much it. So what you really need to do is, while you're applying, you need to go ahead and spruce up your resume and, change some things around, because this is my rule. If you work there for less than 3 months, you ain't worked there. All right. So if you was there for a short period of time and then they got you out of there, listen, it never happened. It never happened. You know what I'm saying? And then when you go on these interviews and if you do get a job that's interested and you go on an interview and they say, what happened at your last job? Why did you leave your last job? It's none of their business. All you got to do is tell them, I was just looking for new job opportunities. I was just looking for new work opportunities, looking for new opportunities. That's all they need to worry about. Besides that, it's none of their business, So go home, spruce up your resume, make it look good, update it, and then go out there and sell yourself and find something else, because there's 1,000 jobs out there. Understand, in this nursing field, it's a constant carousel. You got people getting hired, you got people getting fired, you got people leaving, you got people quitting, you got people retiring. It's just non-stop, in and out, in and out, in and out. Listen, I've worked at jobs where I've seen people get fired, and then when I went to a new facility, I saw them at that facility. You know what I'm saying? Nursing is one of the greatest professions in a way of flexibility, because you can work any way you want. Listen, it's thousands of nursing jobs out here. People are dying to hire a warm body, especially with this shortage going on right now. So don't think that your past is going to hinder your future in any way. The next thing you need to do, take some time off. Enjoy your vacation, all right? Well, you ain't got no choice but to take some time off and enjoy your vacation, because you ain't got no job. And most likely the next job isn't going to start you on orientation until that next month, because jobs usually do orientations maybe twice a month, and depending on when you get the interview and once you get all the pre-hire stuff done, when you actually going to start. But understand, you're going to have a break in between. So what you should do is you should maximize that, take that time, relax, or pick up a side hustle, because you ain't got no money coming in. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when I got fired from my first nursing job, I went and did valet on the side for about 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't much money. It ain't last long because I ended up quitting. But I had to do something to bring some money in. I had to do something that I was going to get hired fast, and it was just going to bring some quick money in. That's it. Or you can stay at home, especially if you got your money right, and just enjoy the time off and, get yourself together and look forward to the next situation. Because if you just focus on this negative situation on getting fired from this last job, you're going to go into that new job with so much hate in your heart, and people going to see it, people going to feel it, just going to be mean and nasty. And like I said, the same thing going to happen all over again. But looking back, hindsight being 2020, I think me getting fired early on in my career was probably one of the best things that happened to me. Why? Because I would rather it happen then than happen now. But to be honest, since those 2 times I got fired, every door that has opened since has been a better opportunity. Every door that has opened since then, I've made more money. Every job that I've gotten after, I made more money. It has been a better situation. And lastly, we must understand, life is about lessons. Life is full of lessons and learning from your failures. I don't know any successful person who got to their point of success without multiple failures. But you got to use those failures, you got to learn from them, and you got to grow from them and move forward. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. And you probably got fired for that next opportunity to show itself, or you got fired to learn that lesson and better yourself as a person. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always a bigger message at the end of the day, and it's probably for the greater good for you to better yourself as a person and grow as a person as you move on to this new chapter in your life. I look back now and I laugh. At the time it wasn't funny, but I look back now and I laugh because, you know, I'm in the best position possible right now that I never saw myself in. After I got fired the second time, I didn't even know if I was going to do this again. I thought I wasn't going to be able to. You know, it was a lot of thoughts that came. But now I'm sitting up here and I'm looking back like, boy, you didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? It was only the beginning. And now I'm the best nurse that I can be. And nobody's ever going to catch me off my A game because of what I learned before. So take my experience, my transparency as a fair warning. You know what I'm saying? Take heed to it how you want to. But if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, especially if they just got fired. Tell them watch this video and keep tapping in. I see you when I see you.